Geo Traveler, he's like generally you wouldn't use him. This guy is just like, not as useful. Electro Traveler would be like here or like here, and then like Animo Traveler, I would stay probably the bottom of here.
Animo MC, yeah, we'll put it D, I think. Nothing else has a use, but the fact that VV exists is just like kind of OP, so.
Traveler provides the most energy recharge stat to other characters in the party. As for anything else, well, you'll have to let me know because that's all I can think of for this character.
He is potentially one of the worst characters I have ever seen, period.
Make the Traveler a 5-star. The Traveler right now is a 4-star character. As the main character, I think he at least deserves a little bit of respect. Let's start at the top, literally. First of all, what stats matter? These ones. However, when you level up your character, attack is the only one out of these that increase. Here are the Traveler's stats. Let's see how these stats compare to other 5 stars. Red means that the Traveler has a lower value, green means that the Traveler has a higher value, and yellow means that it's incomparable. So, most of the screen is red. And the only times where the Traveler has a higher attack value is when the other character doesn't scale their damage off of attack. And even then, sometimes the Traveler still has a lower attack value. If we take a look at the 4-star characters, we can see that there's more of an even mix of green and red, but it's still majority red, especially when looking only at attack. But what caught my attention most was the Ascension bonus. The Traveler has an Ascension bonus of 24% of attack, as well as the other 4 stars. However, the 5 stars have an Ascension bonus of 28.8% attack. Next up is one of the most important parts about this game: artifacts. If you want to play the Traveler, you kinda have to pick one element and stick with it. The best artifact set greatly changes depending on what element you're playing. His best artifacts for Animo becomes completely useless when playing as any other element, and vice versa. Not only is this not very rewarding to play the Traveler, it's also a pain to build him. A lot of players usually run a universal set like Noblesse or Emblem, or a 2-piece including any of the attack percent ones, but either way, you still need to switch the goblet around. Another part that makes the Traveler annoying to build are his talents. I feel like if you've ever tried building the Traveler, you know what I'm about to say. Why does the Traveler require 12 different talent books, one for each element and level? What, is that not what you expected me to say? Oh, good point. Yeah, why does the talent level reset per element in the first place? Oh, and by the way, I guess Traveler just can't have a passive talent. So how do we make the Traveler a 5-star? First of all, increase his attack. This is probably the biggest thing. Traveler just doesn't compare to even 4 stars when it comes to damage, which especially hurts since his supportive capabilities are pretty limited. For artifacts, a lot of characters have gotten artifact sets specifically designed for a certain character, and I don't see why they couldn't do the same for the Traveler. You could have an artifact set that could increase your attack based on how much more you've spent on the character, which would be specifically designed for the Traveler since he can spend so much more than other characters due to his talents resetting per element. The goblet could also be adjusted. You could add an elemental damage bonus goblet, which sounds broken until you realize that it would only really benefit the Traveler, Chongyun, and like C6 Bennett or something. The Traveler's talents are also probably the easiest to change. The talents resetting per element is pretty annoying, but still, I can kinda understand it. If the individual prices of these talent materials was decreased, I think it would make building him a whole lot easier. Since Hydro Traveler is a complete flop,
Oh god, no! Oh, that's dog shit.
I hope Hoyoverse actually does something to improve his viability. Buffing Traveler is a little different than buffing the other characters since everybody already has him and all his constellations are free. But, I mean, since they didn't change anything for Electro Traveler, there is just a tiny ray of hope for Traveler players. But there's always a chance, right? Right? Or are the days of playing the Traveler over? I mean, I know he was pretty decent in the beginning of the game, but I want to continue using him. Surely Pyro and Cryo Traveler will be good, right?